child's brain. The mother was released a few days later. Place matters. It's even possible the events of that lost season had more to do with place than they ever did with money, crime, vengeance, or any of the other explanations given at the time. For 1 week, the reference points vanished. The city of Springfield roiled around untethered, and a strange, deadly world came to visit. Chapter 1. The first ones to cross Fillion's Field that Monday morning were shift workers heading to the O'Hearn sawmill on Sleigh Bay. The field was on the west end of an escarpment that soared high above the Springfield River, and each worker would have left a high-rise apartment, lunch pail and coffee thermos in hand, then taken the shortcut across the sports field to be standing at the Sleigh Bay bus stop by 5:45 a.m. The sun appeared that morning at 6:41, and so the men walked in the dark. Likely they walked with their heads down and eyes to the ground, in no hurry to greet the day, as they were shift workers heading to the O'Hearn sawmill on Sleigh Bay. They could have missed it. When the workers were tracked down by police later that day, there were 9 in total, all men. Not one was interviewed for more than 5 minutes. Next to cross the field were early morning workers on their way to the city of Springfield, file clerks and security guards, dishwashers and parking lot attendants, construction laborers and split-shift bus drivers. By the time these workers crossed, the sun was in the sky, a winter sun that would have been more white than yellow, that would have shone through the birch and spruce at the edge of the escarpment and the canyon openings between the high-rise apartment buildings, casting shadows that would have lain directly in their path. Police were able to track down 22 of these workers. Each was interviewed at length. No one remembered seeing anything unusual about the east side fence of Fillion's Field that morning. The last to cross were children, taking another shortcut, this one leading to a cut opening in the fence, and beyond that a trail through the woods that brought them to Northwood Elementary School. It was hard to get an accurate number for the children. Police estimated there could have been as many as 30. During first recess, a half-dozen boys returned to Fillion's Field, and that was when a police officer spotted them, throwing rocks at something tied to the fence, a target of some sort. The rocks arced in the air. The boys laughed. By then, the sun had risen high enough to be shining directly through the chain-link fence that surrounded the field, casting geometric shadows on the soccer pitch that replicated the metal mesh. The cop's name was Donna Griffin, a young cop who'd come to the North Shore projects to serve a family court warrant. She watched the boys, trying to figure out what game they were playing. Eventually, she started walking toward them. When she was spotted, the boys turned as one, like a herd of deer spotting a hunter. They took off as one, heading toward the hole in the fence and the path beyond. The cop knew better than to give chase, as there was no way she was going to catch those boys. A couple of them had looked fast enough to make all city. She watched them disappear into the woods, and before the last child's back vanished, she realized no boy had turned to yell at her. Not one jeer or taunt, when it was obvious she was not giving chase. A half-dozen boys from the North Shore projects. She kept walking, was halfway across the pitch when the object tethered to the fence began to take shape, began to occupy time and space, and become a thing defined. She stopped 15 feet short of the object. The shadows fell across her, not in the pattern of chain link, but as 2 large intersecting lines. She stared up at the fence and found herself wishing she had chased those boys. Chapter 2. Frank Yakabuski sat in the kitchen of a bachelor apartment near the Springfield River. He was waiting for the teenage boy in front of him to speak. He'd been waiting 10 seconds